This is the help file for Excel Chapter 3, Pause and Practice Number 1. In Chapter 3, we really turn away from formulas and formatting and really look at creating different types of charts to represent data. So we're going to look at several different very commonly used charts and how to create them and then how to format them. So I have my Pause and Practice 3.1. I'm going to download the Paradise Lakes -03. There are 3 pause and practices for Chapter 3, so I'm going to enable my file. And then I'm going to turn around and save it, do a File, Save As, put it wherever you want, your initials, PP, E for Excel, now Chapter 3-3 pause and practices. And this should look very familiar, right? The Paradise Lakes, we have our revenue categories, we have our expense categories. We do have a revenue sheet over here that's something a little different than what we've seen. So the first thing that we want to do is create a chart. And so there's really 2 things when you begin a chart. What is it that you want to chart? And what is the best type of chart to represent that? And so almost always you either include the detail numbers or total numbers. You never do in a normal chart. The only time you would include both would be in a combo chart. So for a normal chart, you either do the inside numbers or the totals. You don't include both of them. And so in this particular chart, we want to look at April, May, and June, so these 3 columns, revenue categories. And so I want to begin my selection by including those labels so I can save myself work. I don't have to type those labels in after the chart is created. So I'm going to click on A4 and drag over to D8. Notice I am not including the row 9, which has the totals. So when you have that selected, this little button comes up, this little quick analysis. If we click on that, we can see that one of the ways is charts. And so we want to pick on the charts, and then we want a clustered column. So these are bars, the ones that go horizontally. Verticals are called columns. So we want to pick this chart here. It puts it right on top of our data, right? But look, we've got our labels. We know what our columns are. They're the different categories, and our grouping is by the month. So what we want to do is position this so that it's not on top of our data. So I want to make sure I'm in a blank area of the chart and that I have the crosshairs with the arrowheads on the 4 corners. And I'm going to drag and just bring it up there to A20. And then what I want to do is use this bottom circle. So that will allow me to size it. And so do you see when you're on the edge, you're moving? When you're on one of the circles, you just get the 2-sided arrow. That allows you to size it. So we want to bring this down to H35. So it's going to go across the whole width of our numbers above. And so that looks kind of pretty good. All right, so we have step 1, 2, and 3 done. So now we want to continue to work on this. And one of the nice ways to do this is this quick layout. So understand you have your chart design and chart format here. We want to be on chart design over here in layouts and do quick layout. So these are some predefined settings, and you can move through and it'll show you the different settings. We want to pick the one that says layout 3, and it gives you a list of what's included. Chart title, legends at the bottom, horizontal axis, vertical axis, major grid lines, right? So we can do that. So let's take a second and save that. Because right now we're going to leave that and we're going to create a second sheet. So in this one, we want to select non-adjacent areas because I want to do the third quarter information. So I have to skip this, right? So we're going to select A4 through A8, let go of your mouse, press and hold your control key. We're going to come over here to E4, go to September and down. So non-adjacent areas. Make sure that you have as many rows selected in both areas. And now we're going to insert it by using the insert. And here's a chart group. We want to use recommended charts. And let's find a clustered bar. And how you know what you're on, if you click on it, it'll tell you right here what the type is. So the clustered bar, remember bars go across, is that first one. So we're going to say OK. And then we don't want to keep it on this sheet. We want to move it to its own sheet. So the very right button is Move Chart. We want to put it on a new sheet. That new sheet is going to be called Third QTR. OK. And so now that chart has moved. There's a new sheet here. It's a chart sheet, and it has our bar chart on it. So we like the layout, but we want to mess with the style a little bit. So right here where it says chart styles, chart design, I want to use the More button to open up the gallery and find Style 7. So it's kind of got that dark gray background. So that looks pretty good. So we want to be on third quarter, and let's do File, Print, and we're getting a preview of it. So that looks pretty cool, right? Let's go ahead and go back. Let's go to Cass Lake and do a File, Print, and see what it looks like. So here's our little chart there. It's all fitting on one, so that's pretty nice. We're going to save, and that's it for Pause and Practice 1. So we showed how to do a chart using the quick analysis tool of areas that's contiguous, put it on the same sheet. We showed how to do a chart that was non-contiguous areas and put it on its own chart. We looked at chart layouts, and we looked at chart styles. All right, thank you. We'll pick up at Pause and Practice 3, 2. Thank you.